Third Eye Podcast. Thank you once again for joining me. We're back again. Oh my goodness, we're back. There's so much to talk about. And boy, howdy, do I have some stuff to talk to you about. You know what? We're just going to jump right into the latest thing that I've been kind of throwing out there. And that's the AI music. I am making... Oh, by the way, I need to mention this too. I apologize if there's like a noise in the background that you're hearing, kind of like a constant, almost like a fan. That's because it is a fan. Yes, I have a new fan, and this fan is ever present and always here and is there for every single one of my videos. It's the attic fan. It's the attic fan in the ceiling that draws in air through the windows, that makes the house cool when it's cool enough outside to do that without the AC involved. And so yes, that would be the attic fan you're hearing. Anyway, I'm making AI music, and it's rather fun. And I encourage you to do it too, because look, here's the deal. There's people I've talked to that think lots of sorts of things about this AI stuff, and here's what I think. I think we can use it to make our lives better. At the very least, if we can't use it to make our lives better, we can do things now that maybe once were in our imaginations, we thought it to be the realm of our imagination. Like making music, becoming a professional artist of some sort, some kind. What is it they're doing out there? Benny Blanco, what is it he's doing? He's making the beats. Isn't that like all he's doing is he's making the original beat? He's making the original beat that becomes a very popular song. Not very well known, of course, Benny Blanco, maybe now, but back then, when all of the songs were becoming popular, no one really thought or knew about Benny Blanco. At the very least, I knew nothing about Benny Blanco, and even now, I'm like, who's Benny Blanco? I don't care about Benny Blanco. His name is even kind of lame and boring, even though I'm just being like, I'm just fucking around. I don't really think he's boring, but like, think about it for a moment. All he did was make beats. And he didn't sing. He didn't put the things together. You know what I mean? At least maybe I'm wrong. But in this particular scenario, where I am using Suno AI, Suno, it seems like it's been rather profitable of an experience. And I don't just mean profitable in the sense like I'm earning any money. I haven't earned any money, in fact. I've only spent it. But it's been profitable in the sense that I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about where I think this is going, and where I think this can benefit a lot of us out there. At the very beginning here, at the very least, let me say, I think you really can start to make your own music. And I think you should try. And I think you should share it with your friends. And if they like it, I think, you should make your attempt at downloading it to your computer and uploading it to YouTube. Obviously make sure that it's mentioned that you've used Suno AI and, follow those particular rules that they have. But at the same time, you should explore this because I am making music. I know you might want to wag your finger at that like, Josiah, you're not really making music. You're not doing this like how they're doing it. You're not making... Listen. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not doing it the way they're doing it. Of course, I'm not spending hours and hours and hours, days upon days, weeks, maybe even years, working on like a song or an album. I personally have made like maybe 4 or 5 songs now, and I think they're all pretty great. Are they all one-hit wonders? Are they all bangers? To me, they are, but. That's not the point. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I can't make some songs that I enjoy, that my friends enjoy, that maybe even others enjoy, and might even be willing to bump on their speakers from their vehicles or in their homes, wherever they live. And I just want to play a little clip, another little snippet here. I'm not going to torture you with like the whole song, of course, but consider for a moment. I'm not saying this is all a producer does, but It is similar in some ways. I have felt, at least, where I am tweaking, because now it does take time. It does take effort, and you've got to have some intelligence to work this. You know, I mean, you can certainly do this if you're dumb. It just won't come out. You won't get the same results. I'm not saying that you're gonna get. You know, you're still probably gonna get good results. You just have to tweak it a lot. You just have to figure it out. You know, just like trying to write an essay. You know, and here's what I do. The very first song I made, I used ChatGPT. No, not ChatGPT. Sorry, I used DeepSeek to help me make some lyrics, and all I did was I gave it the premise of things from my actual life that would make sense, little tidbits of stories and whatnot, and I had it help me design it in the format of a country song. And then I just plopped that into Suno AI and made a couple renditions, and it took maybe 45 minutes to come up with and make and finish the song, which was the Third Eye Podcast song. And that I think is perfect. I think I can leave that exactly how it is. It's great. I love it. It's already up. Go listen to it. Third Eye Podcast song. It's on my channel, and it's great. Nothing wrong with that, I think. I think there's nothing wrong with being able to make a song like that, because there's no difference, in my opinion, from that producer that's in the studio on the other side of the glass, maybe tweaking those knobs, tweaking things literally, and then the person's on the other side singing their best, and then they hit that mark. They're like, yes, that's it. That's the one. I've had a couple of those moments now. I'll admit, it's probably nowhere near the same as an actual, like, musical producer, perhaps, you know, in the studio with the foam all around them, all the equipment, all the really expensive equipment, all the little knobs that you have to twist, everything you're trying to get just right, and then boom, then you've got it. That's obviously not the same. But, just listen to this.
To the end of this miraculous event, how do I ascend? I sit and meditate what I intend. I flow through time and breathe it in. Be not afraid. Don't look away. Don't give in to the astonishment.
Now, you can't tell me that's not at least entertaining. For my part, that's entertaining. I know you're over there thinking, wow, that's so cringy. It's so cringy watching him, like, sing along to his own music. It's a new level of cringe, I'll admit. I have personally gotten to be, you know, part of the spear tip that's, you know, breaking into a new realm of cringe, and you've got to witness some of that. But you know what? It's fun. It's fun. So fuck you. It's fun. I'm having fun. And I bet you're having fun laughing at this. I bet you think this is hilarious. It's probably really funny. Is that not also valuable? Look, make some fucking music, man. There's music to be made now. I've always wanted to make songs. And now, all I do, I don't even use any kind of AIs to help me write lyrics anymore. What I do is I go to Suno and I type in the styles bar, I type in certain styles, like right here, right now, I've got it pulled up. You see, I wonder if I could, oh, Seth showed me how to do this. Oh, I wonder if I can figure this out on the fly. Third eye, oh wait, yes, I left it up. Seth, you're a man. You are the man. Let me see if I can, boink. Can I just, huh? What if I just, oh, huh? Well, I think I got it. Ladies and gents. I think I've got it. Oh, I'm fucking it up. But that's okay. That's what we're here to do. Alright, so let me see. Can I do that? Huh? Does that look good? Does that look alright? Everybody simpatico with that? Simpatico? We're figuring it out. Okay. Let me see what I can show you here. Oh, that's only one screen? I'm only showing you one screen. Oh, I'm fucking it up, guys. I'm messing it up. I don't know how to show you my other screen. I can do this, baby. Um, no, I messed it up. No, wait. Here we go. Yes. 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 I'm still messing it up. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, God. Don't look at my other screens. I'm not showing my other screens, am I? Don't place my order. Alright. So, if you can see this, then you can at the very least understand. This is the song that we were just listening to a clip of. I've made plenty of other versions here. And it's very fun. Right over here is where I was talking about the styles. You type in a style, and it can be really anything you think of. I mean, look at that. Glam pop. What is that word? Immovement. Island vibes. Cerebral. Tin Pan Alley. What's going on here? I don't know. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But it's like... you can really just kind of put in anything. And when you do that, you can experiment. Does no one like to experiment anymore? That's what's so much fun about all this. I mean, once I figured out I could make my own music, my first thought was like, I'm going to make a country song about psychedelics. I can guarantee other people out there are like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Do it. It's so easy. And, you know, it's even easier once you listen to some of that music out there. When you listen to some of that music out there, man, you're like, that's a song? That's a song. Someone spent ungodly amounts of time, or maybe not, writing the lyrics and then making the beats and then putting all those things together and then producing it and then getting it published and all that, when it's kind of shit. It's kind of shitty. Meanwhile, I'm not saying my stuff over here that I've made is not shitty. I find it hilarious and entertaining and good. At the same time, I literally find it good. Can you tell me I'm wrong? You can try. You can say, Josiah, you're wrong. Host of the Third Eye Podcast, you're wrong. Damn it. You're wrong. Guess what? I don't care. I'm going to continue making the album that I have bore from my mind called the No One Genre album. And it will become a famous album. And it will become one of the first famous AI-assisted albums. And that's what it'll be called, probably. I don't know. AI-assisted. Here's the deal. I write the lyrics. The lyrics are all me now. The first initial song, the Third Eye Podcast song, that one I'd had some help writing the lyrics. And of course, AI did the vocals. And it did, the beats and whatnot. But here's the deal. From now on, when I make music, the lyrics are all me. Everything else, and here's the deal. It still takes work. It's never the first try that you get it, right? I don't know if you looked at the screen there, but there's tons of those. If I scroll down and show you the specific spot, I think there's probably like 170 some odd. It says I have 170 songs. I don't have 170 songs. I have maybe 100 and... If I have 170 songs, I have 167 bullshit takes. See? I have 167 bullshit takes and 4 songs. 4 really good songs. And all those different takes are different variations, me experimenting, tweaking, changing the lyrics, finding the right feel and sound, and experimenting with the styles, and I'll admit, there's where I can find some assistance with AI, I will. And this is how I will do it. This particularly, I heard this one phrase from Elon Musk about exploring the corners of the box when it comes to making rockets. And so I thought about the same analogy when it comes to making these songs, because I was trying to make a song recently, And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a sad song. Here we go, watch out. Here comes a sad song. It's gonna make you sad. It's gonna make you cry. And then at some point I realized it's just not working out. So I took the lyrics and I went to DeepSeek and I was like, help me explore the corners of the box with this song. I want you to tell me what kind of style of music you think it is based off your initial analysis, and then tell me what you think it is, and then give me some alternatives to experiment with. And then I also let it know that I was using Suno AI, because sometimes they're a little, sometimes they can understand what's going on with the other AI, or if you're using an AI, and can help give you some examples that might hit the mark a little better. So I was like, give me some styles to experiment with, because right now I'm trying for a sad song, and I don't think that's it. And so it gave me, it said, this song seems like it's very upbeat. Why don't you try it upbeat? And I was like, you know what? Show me the styles, and let's see, and I'll experiment. So I fluttered around with them, and I jumped back and forth, and I wish-washed, and I pancaked, and I did all that stuff until I come across, I was trying to make a sad song, and then it became a surf rock song, and by the end of it, it became a dark country song, and which I can give you a snippet of too, because you know what? It's my show, and with that, I show you another one. Let's see. Did I like this one? No, let's change that. Most liked newest. And it's interesting because also there's another thing here too. Before I play that, I found this pretty fascinating. Recently, Suno just got an update that allows you to add your voice, and that one I was very much like. At first, I was very much against it, because when you go to add your voice, when you go to try it, it makes you check a box that lets you know this is biometric data. Your voice is biometric data. And, by consenting to giving Suno some of your biometric data, who knows what could happen to it? Really, who knows what could happen to it? But you know what, man? They're already doing it to Rogan. I've seen so many AI videos of Rogan and AI voice renditions of Rogan. It's just, I don't think you can avoid it. At the very least, I could have some fun with it before it's too late. So I hit consent, and I hit one of those two, so that way I could use my. What I learned is that you really need to give, if you're gonna sing into a receptacle of some sort, something that will collect your voice and turn it into an AI. You let an AI use it and collect its pitches and whatnot, its range, so that way it can reverse your voice into a re-engineered version of you singing the song that you made. You need to make sure that you hit the range that you want the version of you singing the AI version song to be able to hit. So like if for example, the first clip of audio I gave it was me singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I sang it very monotone. It was very much like a twinkle twinkle little star. That's it. So that small range, it took that and turned it into this right here.
With a little.
Come on, just play the game, just take a rip. You're already on the right, so just learn to trip. Don't let 'em say that drugs are bad. Just go to school and pray.
Anyway, so yeah, that doesn't sound like me, but with more time and effort, like I said, the troubleshooting, the tweaking. This is the new way. This is the new producer. This is the new producer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Third Eye Music Studio. And allow me to introduce you to the newest, most famous, world-renowned AI-assisted music maker, Josiah Maynard. Thank you very much. Thank you. Where's the applause? Hold it. Anyway, now that we're past that, all the fame has died down, and we're back to being a normal person again. My soul has returned to me. The ego has left. Everything is dissolved. Welcome back to the Third Eye Podcast. It is no longer the music studio. Wasn't that interesting, though? I'm making music And you can do the same. Do it right now. Stop this video. Stop this video and go make a song. Go make a song. Use AI. Who cares? Use AI to make the lyrics. Just be like, I want to make a song about a rat fucking in a wool sock and how it's too fucking hot. You know what I mean? And make it a rap song. And then also add some comedy in there. Add some Joe Rogan comedy in there. And then I want to end it with a punchline. Wrap it up with a punchline. Like, just go do something, man. This is going to get crazy. This is going to get so wild that before long people are going to be able to make games. People are going to be able to make video games. And that's what's funny. I've thought my entire life about stuff like this. I was like, I've always wanted to make a video game. I've always wanted to make a video game, and I've always wanted to make music, and I always love making I love drawing, and I love making art. I love doing that. This is making this a curvature in which I never thought. It's not that I never thought. I always want to. That I would probably always want to if I never did. But making a song, that did always kind of feel like it was out of range. Like it was really far out of my depth. Like getting that studio together, getting myself into a recording room, having a producer tweak those knobs until my voice sounded good. Because, not everybody's voice sounds like an angel. But don't let them say jokes are bad, just go to school and pray. I should make a song, though, and I'm going to, likely, because, some of them are kind of funny. I want to make a song where it is just me singing it, and it's just going to be a comedy song. Comedy song. There should be a different name for that. Look at the way my eyebrows furrow. Comedy song. Man, it's just been too fun, to make music, and I can't stop myself now. Just like making the podcast, it's fun. I like talking. I like talking about the shit that's going on out there in the world. I like talking to people about it. I like experimenting with things that are happening. And as you do it, you grow and you find out weird shit. Like you can actually do this. You can make a really good song, and you should. And the free version only lets you make like a 1.5 to maybe 2 minute song. And my longest song that I've made is like 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That's a pretty damn good one too. That's the thing. It's not like I'm going for one hit wonders with all of them. But I know I don't, in the particular term of this album, I don't want to have to stick to a genre. I like the fact that I've made a country song, and I might make another country song, but I like jumping around, making music that I like, because that's my playlist. My playlist is never just one thing. It's all over the place, But, hi, Bubby. Hi, sweet boy. Meow. Meow. I'm on the podcast, dude. Yeah, he came with us. And, that's actually a great idea, Zeus. Thank you. I will put you in one of my music songs. I have to record his voice. And, I'll put him in there. Yeah, now that I have a perfect audio clip of him. You want to do that again, Bubby? One more time? Meow, meow. Ow. Sorry. Well, hop on down then. This is why you should do this too. Because people are going to do it before you. And if you don't get in there and try, people are going to make good music without you. I think this is already good music. Because I like listening to it. And there's music out there that you listen to and you're like, I could do that. And then you never do it. And maybe even you're listening to music and you hear some lyrics and it makes you start thinking about your own lyrics, if that makes any sense. Lyrics just start coming in for you. I don't know if that happens to other people. I mean, It does happen to other people. I know it does. Because my friend Skylar talked about that one time. He didn't say it on the podcast, but that's something that we've talked about before. When it comes to making music, we both want to do it. We both have the desire, and the capability, and the creativity to be able to make music. And the way it often happens for us is that we'll be listening to music, and lyrics will just come to us. They'll just start flying off. They'll work with the beat, and they'll just go. And that in some sense, I guess you could say, is how we know we should make music, because we kind of already are. Our brain is just already kind of doing it, or maybe it's already tapping into the wavelength where that is happening. I don't know what the case is, but it's clear that we can, if we wanted to. If we applied ourselves, it's already there for us to take from. So that's what I started doing. To revert back to something I was going to say earlier but didn't, that's all I'm doing now. I just have the AI make a beat, and I put it to some styles, through some styles, and I'm like, I want it to kind of sound like this style. I want hip hop, and I want rap, and I want fucking whatever you want to add. And then hit create. Yes, it takes credits. Hit create over and over and over again until you start hearing some sounds, some beats that you like. And then I hit replay on that sumbitch. I hit replay, and I sit there for maybe, now this does take some time. I don't know, I don't ever really hit a timer to time myself, but I hit replay, and then I just start making the lyrics. And I enter it into the AI as I go. And now maybe some people do this differently. Maybe they write the whole song first, but typically what I'll do is I'll make some lyrics, a couple lines at a time, maybe throw the chorus on there if I feel like I've got it, and then I'll hit create. And it will make a very short version of a song that has just that, what the lyrics that I have written, and I'll kind of build the song piece by piece. And then once it's really close to an entire song, usually that's where I start like going through and editing and changing some things, switching up the wording, where words land. Zeus, no sir! Switching up where words land, things like that. And the punctuation, how paragraphs are spaced, weird stuff. Weird stuff has to be tweaked. Kind of like tweaking those knobs. You gotta tweak some weird stuff in order to get it to like sing the way that you want it to, which is kind of weird if you think about it. There's like a thing that I'm like sharing information back and forth with, kind of, sort of. I'm like, no, that's not it. Like this. Really, really close. Not like that, but like this. And then before you know it, you hit play, and it sings something so good. Possibly better than you imagined. And then you're like, that's the one. By the way, you'll probably do that like 6 times too. You'll be like, oh shit, that's the one. And then you're going to do that another 5 times because, it's just good. You just like the fact that it's coming out good, I think. That's what I think. You just like the fact that it's coming out good, so you're like, oh, that's it. And before you know it, you've got a good song. And, I don't think there's anything I don't think there's anything more fascinating, honestly, than that. Is that not amazing? That I could make a song. Who would have ever thought, if anybody out there from my graduating class of little old Timbo High School watches this and thinks to themselves, Josiah is going to be out there making music. Not only on top of that, he's going to be making music, and he's going to have a podcast where he has people on and he talks to them. Not only would they never imagine that, but I bet they'd never imagine themselves doing the same thing. And I'm not talking about the podcast necessarily. I'm talking about more like the music. I bet they never thought or could see themselves making a song of their own, even one. But now you can. And you should. I know I can name off every single one of the people that I graduated with because there's basically like 10 of us. Maybe 12? There was very few. I think there was 9 girls, 2 boys? Yeah. It was me, another guy, and 9 girls. So sorry, like 11. It's 11. But every single one of those people, they could make a song. And it would take them no longer than like 2 hours of average effort and focus to make a good song of a style that they liked. And who's to say that that wouldn't go up on the internet and resonate with hundreds of thousands of people? And What's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The AI art thing, where they can make fantastic art, that is feels like a bit of a different avenue. Something that me and another friend were talking about one time about, like, I guess, like, AI will never have any kind of soul in it. There is some efficacy to that, because here's the deal: if I had AI make the entire song for me, top to bottom, lyrics and all, and I was just like, no, that doesn't sound good, try again. No, add this, until it sounded something that I liked, which is not far off from what I've done, then I feel like there would be some sense of, like, this is too artificial and it's not good. Or it's just, there's something about it that's soulless, maybe. But I do think that creating the lyrics myself, that does add some kind of living layer to it. There's something about the entity of, when you listen to the song that I've made, you can resonate with it personally because there's truth in it. Perhaps it be it about me or my perspective on life, there is a truth in it that you can connect with because there's another human being that it's perhaps sprang from, if not even in part. It's not wholly sprung from me, but lyrically it is sprung from me. The beats, I just kind of, like, went through the generator until I found something I could really nod my head to, and then I put the earbuds in, and then I just started writing. And before you know it, I had a song. Now, that took me several more hours to actually try and... Here in a little bit, Bubby. Now, it took me a couple of hours and several tries, maybe even 100 tries, before the song turned out like I wanted it to. But when I really put my time and effort into making a song where all the lyrics are generated by yours truly, it is a much more rewarding experience. Because when it's over, I'm like, not only did I make that song in some very real sense, but the song is me. Does that make sense? The song, at least, is me. Perhaps the beats, perhaps the beats and the vocals, yeah, generated by a machine. But there's still something alive in it. There's a story or something that's alive in there. And now you can capture that same thing. That there's a momentum being created by all of this, and you can become a part of it. And let's see, there was another one here too. See, that's another thing. I do find it fun to, like, take songs and work them through different styles too, because sometimes you've maybe heard the song "Hey Ya" by Outkast, and it's a very upbeat song, as most of us know it. Hey ya, hey ya. Anyway, so, but then there's people out there that will take that song and they're like, no, they're not singing it right, and they'll sing the song like slow and down tempo and sad, and it sounds like better almost. It's like it's better. It's like they knew the song better than the artists themselves. And if you read the lyrics of the song too, they're actually sad lyrics. Oh why are we so in denial when we know we're not happy here? That's sad lyrics if you think about it. So why is it sung so upbeat? Why does it sound so good upbeat? That's weird. And that's another fun thing that kind of pops up in this music making process, is like, what kind of song do you even think you have? I'll be writing a song thinking I'm writing a sad song, and it's not really a sad song. So that's funny. And I would think about that, and I'd be like, why is the song that I'm writing, even though I'm trying to write a sad song, and I can make it sad, why is it working better as like a dark country song that's not sad, but like gruff and southern? I don't know. But that's important too, because that's part of the learning process. That's what makes this so much fun, is it kind of makes me, at least in my opinion, think about what exactly is stewing around up here when it comes to like lyrics that just kind of like happen, that just kind of pour out. What exactly where exactly is that coming from? And also, how do I know, like, if I've even tuned in correctly to the source from where it's coming from? Because when you're hearing lyrics to a beat that you hear, is it being created? Does it already exist? Does the song already exist, and are you tuning in to where it comes from, and then you're making the song in your world? Is that what manifesting is? What are we doing? What are we doing here? See, I was talking to someone the other day in Walmart, and I think they said something about, like, talking weird. I don't know if perhaps I misunderstood, but when it comes to talking weird, that's all I know how to do. And if only I had done that more in school, perhaps they would have locked me up at the loony bin sooner and for longer. However, you're here now. And, forcefully, you have no choice. That's right. No, you're locked in. You're locked in. If you're 35 minutes in, if you've made it 35 minutes in, you're locked into this video. You're one stream, you're ready to go. You got the vitamin D cigarette and you're ready to puff. Let's fucking talk, am I right? So how long do I have? The question is, how long do you have?
With a little bit of help, the whole world could change. Hey, the end is in fact your beginning. I promise you won't lose your life to sinning. Just hold on and one day you'll be winning. Yeah! I know what it's like up in the stands, wondering when it's in the plan to put me under the lights and make me the man like a game.
So no, there's that. Okay. I thought I was making a song like that. Upbeat, you know. But then I started exploring, you know, the feel. I ask AI. And it comes up with this. It's like, no, it needs to sound like this.
With a little bit of help, the whole world could change.
Can you disagree?
The end is in fact your beginning. I promise you won't lose your life to sinning. Just hold on and one day you'll be winning.
That's also with it trying to use my voice. That's why it sounds like that. That's a part of it. That's part of me going like, little star. It's taking little star and it's going, won't lose your life to sinning. It's like taking those pitches and it's trying to like spread them out. You know, it's weird how it can like re-engineer. I imagine it like taking the bar, the chunks go. Anyway, it reformats your voice, bar by bar, repeat by repeat, and over an in layer and out layer until you have, till it has like a matching mimicry of what would be the AI's, I guess, original take on what the singing should be and the pitches and where they should hit. But with that being said, I think it's just, you know, when it comes to putting your voice in there, you obviously can't, you have to give it enough range. You have to give it a wide range. I think it would benefit if I sang my own music, like, into it. And in the kind of range that I would want it to hit before I uploaded it, because then that would only give it even more information. That's the thing, though, you know. Even though as much as I mean, I've already done it, but like, so if they're gonna take my voice and use it to like, I'm not gonna say it because then they're just giving them ideas, but they're gonna take your voice. They've already done it. They're already listening to you. Apparently the CIA can like use a speaker system, a regular speaker system, and like it's not being reverse engineered or anything like that. It's just something that it's already capable of doing. If it can transmit sound, it can also take it in, and like an eardrum. If you think about it, I mean, look at your speaker system and those giant, bamf. You know what I mean? The giant. The giant boom boom, you know what I'm talking about. The amps, you know what I mean. They vibrate like crazy when you see them, and it does kind of. I mean, I know it doesn't exactly look like an eardrum to most people, but the way it's shaped, that cone shape, you know, it catches sound really easily. So, and I imagine if it can like transmit the the booming and the vibrations the way that it's doing outward, why couldn't it receive them coming in and also be able to act like an ear and listen to things? It only makes sense. Even small ones. They're picking up something because they can put out something. Maybe it's not that simple, but I think we should be wary because I think this was written somewhere. I read this somewhere. It's an important. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Yeah. Ding dang doom. Why can my speakers fucking hear me? I apologize if this is a little loud. This is some setting that's on my fiance's computer. That's something when you move your mouse around over certain things, it triggers and it makes a noise. When you open a new page, it makes a noise. When you close the page, it makes a noise. When you type, it makes a noise. So I apologize for all the noises that you must be hearing. The fan in the background, the noises on the computer, the phone occasionally going off. I'm still new to this, but at the same time, I'm giving you my all. I promise. Now, can my speakers hear me? Let's start with that. Standard speakers cannot hear you. That's a lie. Now, can my speakers hear me? CIA files. Now we're getting somewhere. Based on leaked documents and reports, notably the 2017 Vault 7 WikiLeaks revelations, the CIA has developed methods to use internet-connected smart devices as listening tools, according to former CIA officers and cybersecurity experts. Here's what you need to know about these capabilities. Smart TVs as microphones. A program named Weeping Angel. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? They watch Doctor Who. Was developed by the CIA and British intelligence to target Samsung smart TVs. Fake off mode. The CIA can make a smart TV appear to be off, no picture, no status light, while it actually remains on and functions as a microphone, transmitting audio back to the CIA. Other smart devices. Documents indicate that the CIA can hack into iPhones, Android devices, and other internet-connected electronics to remotely turn on microphones and cameras, bypassing app encryption to hear or read messages in real time. While they can turn on embedded microphones, some reports suggest that even speakers can be repurposed as microphones. There it is, particularly in laptops and desktop setups. See, this is what I'm talking about. When I say that they're listening to you all the time, I really do think they are. And it doesn't mean... I think they're listening to you all the time. But the thing is, it's just whether you're giving them a reason to do anything about it. Because I'm here talking about all these psychedelics. I'm going to say a couple things specifically here and see what happens. I'm talking specifically about psychedelics healing people. And now, I don't know what, if or any, ailments could be healed by psychedelics, but I do believe there's plenty of scientific information coming out now about it being used to heal people, specifically ibogaine with veterans, PTSD, depression, anxiety, addiction, so on and so forth. Psilocybin's coming out with more stuff, 5-MeO-DMT, there's my mother in the background. All of these things are coming out with more and more scientific information and research, backup status, that kind of validation that we need, that stuff that I've been so fervently talking about, that is necessary for all of us to understand that they're in fact helping us, that they in fact do help you, and in more ways than one, in an inquantifiable amount of ways, psychedelics can help you. Be it trauma that you have stored away and refuse to deal with or acknowledge the existence of, be it the way that you interact with the world and your effect on it, your perception of it. There are so many things, and your perception is important too, because if you think that your perception on life is not affecting things, you're wrong. And here's my opinion on why. When I was fat and lazy, I remember having a breakdown one day on a futon that I owned in my little room, and it was about the fact that I would have to get a job and support myself one day. And now, the particular scenario I find myself in is typically working a job to support myself and the love of my life, who I don't want to have a job. I want to provide for her. So now I'm providing for two people. It's quite, in fact, the opposite, with more work on top of it. And I find that now invigorating. So how could I have gone from there to here? And what's important about that was the change in perception. Back then, I saw having to work for myself like so horrible that I would like just literally like break down and cry like my dog died. Isn't that cringy? Isn't that humiliating? No, it's not. That's just where I was at. And if you think about it, you can extrapolate information that's valuable in guiding you in the future from events like that. For example, if you think the work you're doing is hard now, it might get much harder. What you think is hard now could be entirely eclipsed by what you end up doing in the future regularly, daily. I never thought I would work out as hard as I do now. And I never thought I would be as fit as I am, or as strong as I am, or as happy, or as optimistic, or as drawing to some people as I am. I never thought that I would be able to, and that's the thing too. I'm going to be really blatantly honest here. It's going to be strange. I think it's very weird to get dopamine, to see what you get dopamine hits from. This is like steering a meat vehicle is weird in the sense that every now and then you don't even know what makes you happy, because it's odd when something very abstract hits the dopamine marker or the dopamine button. Like, for example, people I would consider to be attractive, whether male or female. Doesn't even have to be, like, it doesn't mean that I'm attracted to them. It is the, like, obligate neutral sense of whether or not you can see someone could be attractive, whether or not you are attracted to that sex or not. You can, like, I'm not attracted to males, but I can look at a certain male and be like, I know he looks good. You know what I mean? It's you can almost, whether you judge it off the negative or a positive feeling or a neutral based feeling. If you look at a male and you're like, oh, he's definitely 100% hotter than me, because maybe you're judging yourself off him, or whatever the case is. You're like, I'm not perfect, I'm fat, and he's not, whatever the case. I can recognize when I look at a person whether or not they are, in a sense, or at least through my lens of perspective, attractive or not. To me, kind of lost where I was going with that. Let me retrace my steps. Blatantly honest. I'm able to recognize whether a person's attractive or not, whether or not they're male or female. Because of that, X. That's the equation. Wait, hold for the analysis. See, now I need an instant replay. If I could hit a button where it like shows me my last minute or something like that, well, if I have a producer in here at some point, that's gonna be fun. Not in this place, but yeah, it'd be nice to have them. Or maybe my mom was talking about like having some kind of active notebook where you're like actively, it's almost like charting your thoughts as you go. I don't think it had anything to do with what I was talking about earlier. It's often weird how thoughts work. They're so like, I guess you could say they're ethereal in some sense. Like, I've heard it described in many different ways. It's almost like you're walking on the limb of a branch, you know what I mean? And then you get, the limb gets too thin and it snaps. And that's the representation of your thought. As you follow it along, all of a sudden it becomes frail. And then when it snaps, well, there goes your thought, gone with the wind. That's a shame how that happens. But that's even right now. If I could just go back, but I can't. It's gone. It's gone. I can't. I have to hit stop record. I can't do that. Anyway, I guess this is one good example. See, like, this is one really great example why I don't think taking notes was ever important in class. Because now there is some benefit to actually writing something down, because then there's kind of an attachment to like a muscle memory, perhaps. But I mean, just like if you think about what school had you do often was just like memorize material and regurgitate upon test day, and sure, that's a fucked up, butchered way to explain it, but the best times for me in school were when I just got to be at study hall and do whatever I wanted. And what I often wanted to do was just draw or listen to music. And, I would think about making music. It's cool to think about making music. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you watch 8 Mile. There's a certain level of, like, some kind of recognition where it's like you're never going to be able to do something. And for some reason, there's a level of like, I never thought I could make music. Now that I'm making music, and whether or not you'll enjoy it, I enjoy it. There's one thing for certain: it won't be long before I can make video games. And I've had a thought for a video game for a long time, and I would love to share it right now. But the thing is, if I do that, it's very possible that someone out there could. But if I talk about it now, then there's like technically a kind of wouldn't you say there's a kind of proof that I come up? That's the thing too. I'm not technically, when I say I've come up with it first, I don't even know if that's possible, because someone could say I've come up with it. It's my idea. I came up with it first, but he just happened to make it. Here's the deal. I think ideas that we get happen across the globe. Like the idea that I'm having for this game that I've had has 100% been given to somebody else before. Because it reflects itself in some of the games that we play. I'm just going to talk about it. The kind of game that I've always thought I would make if I could make a game is a game called Life. I would literally make a game called Life. And then all you do in it, though, however, is, now sure, time would be dilated in it. Maybe you could have some control of how fast time passes. But I would have some aspect of where you could play a game, and it would be a really in-depth, really intense, really long, really, really, really deep game. So you'd have to have really good technology to run this kind of sort of thing. It'd be like a really in-depth simulation. But the game, you would simulate growing up and whatnot, and you can make whatever choice you want throughout whatever situation, but to some degree you don't, like, you choose, maybe you choose where you're born, maybe you don't, maybe there's a mode you can hit where you get put randomly born somewhere on the planet. The deal, though, would be about the game of life is that you just grow up and you can make whatever choices you want. But it's like this. It's like this. It is like this. You could do whatever you want. If you want to become a streamer in the game and do this and become the infinite mirror upon mirror upon mirror, whereas like I'm doing this, but I'm doing this as well inside the game, and then in the game I'm also doing that inside the game, inside the game, inside the game, inside the game. But so why would I do that? Why would I make that game? And I think the reason why is because like I was always fascinated with the idea of like I guess just the idea of doing whatever I wanted. And it's kind of ironic in some sense because like people were already doing that in their lucid dreams. And I was like, what if you could do that in a game? And whatever you want, quote unquote, whatever that is, just in the form of a game, being able to do whatever you want, typically is different than in real life, I would say. If you could do whatever you want in real life and whatever you want in a game, I reckon they're going to have like different, it's going to hit some like different universe. Some kind of different universe of even thoughts and questions. Oh no. Don't you do it. Don't you bark. Not right now. Anyway, I should probably wrap this up. This has been, oh Jesus, this has almost been an hour. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me for the Third Eye Podcast. That is, once again, the Third Eye Podcast. And I hope you enjoyed the music that I made and that I showed you. And keep your ears open because I will be dropping more music. It's just so easy to do. I'm just so lyrically inclined. I have to do it. I've been gifted with this music in my head and this ability to express it now in this time. And you will see the fruits of this endeavor as they just constantly blossom. Oh, there's a dog outside and he needs to be let in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know how it ends. Oh.